Hi VC, it's Aaron, Meet the Alamer. Today I'm going to count down my top 25 Metallica songs. Now, I grew up listening to Metallica. I first started listening to them during Ride the Lightning. And so I only had to backtrack on one album. And then from that point on, I was listening to them as they came out. And I've always loved them. One of my favorite thrash bands, one of my favorite bands. Just love Metallica. And my friend Josh Keech did a rank 25 Metallica song ranking just a couple days ago. I watched that and it kind of inspired me to follow along and kind of make it into a thread if anyone else wants to do that. He said it's really cool if you want to do that, but just have two requirements. One is you have to include one from every studio album, at least one song. And then he just wanted me to go with my gut and just the first thing I thought and not just, overanalyze, which I did on both things. And I'll have to say my bottom two songs wouldn't have made the list if I wouldn't have had to include every album, but they're still great songs. And I will actually, at the end, I will share the two that would have made it instead of those two. But I wanted to follow his rules and include one from every album. So I'll just get going here. And everyone check out Josh Keech's video. It is really good. And it's really cool because he's younger. He's a younger guy. And so he was able to experience like all the albums at once. And for me, I went through and I was experiencing them as they came out. So we have a little bit of a different perspective. Mine or his, neither one's right. It's just different. And I thought that's what would make this interesting because I come from a different, point of view of Metallica than he does because, it's just younger and it's that's what's so cool. Everyone has a different view on all this stuff. And I loved his list. It was really good. Everyone goes check it out. Josh Keech, great guy, really good guitarist, and he had a really great ranking. So I'm going to start with number 25, the song Fuel from Reload. And, I love that song. It's a good, fast-paced, great Metallica song. Fuel, give me fire. Everyone knows that song. And that's probably that definitely is my favorite song from this album. So that's at number 25. Number 24 from a lot of people's favorite Metallica record. I only have this song from this record though, and it's Through the Never from the Black Album, just called Metallica, of course. I think this is a really good album. It's just it got so overplayed when it was first out for me anyway that it's really hard for me to listen to it anymore. But Through the Never, there's a few of them on there, a few of the deep cuts that I still really love, and Through the Never is my number 24. Number 23 from the album Load is the song Cure. I've always loved that song. I always thought it was kind of a throwback to the early Newstead Metallica days. Kind of had that sound instead of like the new direction they were going in this. So I've always loved the song Cure, and that's my number 23. Number 22. This is a great epic song. Love this one. The Day That Never Comes from Death Magnetic, and it's such a great song. Every time I hear it, it pumps me up still. I think it's an amazing piece of music. And there we go. The Day That Never Comes, number 22. Yeah, number 21, going from the Injustice for All album, Harvester of Sorrow. I always loved that song. I really love the drumming in it, especially. And when I saw it live, it was so good sounding. I saw them on the tour for this. They played that song. It's one of the best songs they did on that tour. I thought it was just so killer live. And always have loved Harvester of Sorrow. Number 20. The only song I have from their newest album, Spit Out the Bone from Hardwired to Self-Destruct. What an epic song. Amazing, amazing guitar work, of course. It's just one of their best later day songs, I think. So, really great one there. Number 19. From everybody's least favorite Metallica album but me. I actually love this album. I'm going with Frantic from Saint Anger. Love Frantic. I think it's an amazing song that has this raw energy to it, which I really love. And so Frantic is my number 19. Number 18, the first appearance from Master of Puppets is Orion, the instrumental Orion. My favorite, just pure instrumental they've done. I love Orion. Amazing bass, from Cliff Burton. It's just, I've always loved it. It's my favorite. I like it a little better than Call of Cthulhu and a few other others. But Orion is my number, 18. Yep. Okay, number 17. Going back to the Load album with Until It Sleeps. Love Until It Sleeps. That's a really divisive song for Metallica fans. People either love it or hate it. And of all their, like, the different direction they went, I've always liked that song the best. I don't know, there's just something about it. It just has this energy. You can still have the power coming in, and it has a different feel to it. I just have always loved Until It Sleeps. It's kind of a, I don't know, there's something about it that always, like, makes the hairs on my arms stand up. I don't know why. So there we go, number 17. Number 16, my first appearance from my favorite Metallica record, which actually I have the most songs from this record on this list, but we'll get to that later. But it's the song Escape from Ride the Lightning, and it's one of the deep tracks on here, and I've always just loved the chorus of it, and I love the whole song. I love the, all the verses, everything. I just think it's an amazing, underrated Metallica song. And I'll have to say, from the first 3 records, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets, really any song from those 3 records could have made this list. They're all so good. And okay, where was I? I'm at number 15. So I'm going back to this record. Amazingly, I have 2 songs. So Shoot Me Again, number 15 from Saint Anger. I've always loved Shoot Me Again. I think it's an amazing song. I know a lot of people hate this record, but I love it, and that's my favorite song on here. It always has been. And I really loved their DVD they did with them at the rehearsal, playing the whole album, and that song always stuck in my head every time I watch that thing. I love it. Number 14, we're going back to Master of Puppets with Disposable Heroes. One of my favorite songs, of course. All these are favorites of mine. But Disposable Heroes, I really love Back to the Front. You will do what I just love that song, the chorus, the amazing heaviness of it. And Disposable Heroes is number 14. Number 13 is kind of my only cheat on this, in a way. So it's Anesthesia Pulling Teeth / Whiplash. You got to have both of them combined because they flow into each other. And I love the bass of Anesthesia Pulling Teeth. It's my favorite bass thing I've ever heard. My favorite of any band bass work. I love it. And Whiplash was always one of my favorite songs to headbang to when I was younger. Love that song. We'd be driving around just going nuts listening to it. And so there we go. Number 12. A lot of people's favorite Metallica song, and for good reason. It's an amazing piece of music, and it's the title song, Master of Puppets. Love that song. It's just, when that song came out, it just totally changed the game musically for a lot of bands, and it's an amazing song. It's my number 12, Master of Puppets. Number 11. My favorite song from this album here, And Justice for All, I'm going with Eye of the Beholder. Always loved that song, and I remember I used to have the cassette single of that with Bread Fan on the other side. Listen to it to death, and it almost has an Iron Maiden quality to it, which I really liked, and I just have always loved the song Eye of the Beholder. Now I'm getting into my top 10, and my number 10 is from Death Magnetic, the song Cyanide. When I first heard Cyanide, I was like, oh, wow, this almost brings me back to like, Seek and Destroy type song. It just has that feel to it, the guitar tone, and just love Cyanide. It's my favorite song from this record, and my favorite song they've done probably since, the early days. And I was wrong. My favorite song from Justice for All is still coming up. I got ahead of myself, but love Cyanide. I think it's an amazing song. My favorite from that album. Okay, number 9. I just talked about it. Seek and Destroy from Kill 'Em All. Love that song. It's just so catchy. The guitar is killer in it. Everything about it. I love Seek and Destroy. That's my number 9. Number 8. Going back to Ride the Lightning with Creeping Death. Man, that chorus, that breakdown, when it just has that chanting stuff, especially when they do it live, have the whole crowd singing it, and Creeping Death, an amazing, amazing song. Absolutely love it. Okay, now, this is where I got ahead of myself. My number 7 is from Injustice for All, and it's the leadoff song, Blackened. I freaking love Blackened. You know, even though the bass is way down on Injustice for All, that song almost sounds like it has a bunch of bass in it. Just that weird tone it has. I just love that, and it's just so heavy, and just, you know, Blackened is an amazing song. Love it. Number 6, from Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls. One of Cliff Burton's best bass lines, and I've always loved that song. And, you know, just watching them play that and Cliff going nuts on the bass, it's always been one of my favorites. I just absolutely love For Whom the Bell Tolls. Number 5, back to the Master of Puppets record with Leper Messiah. And that's always been one of my favorites. It's a Dave Mustaine composition. I mean, he says that it's his song and they took it, and, you know, that's debatable. But it does have a lot of Megadeth sound to it. The guitar riff is really Megadeth-esque. And I've just always loved Leper Messiah. When I was younger, that was actually my favorite Metallica song. It's still one of my top 5. So, love Leper Messiah. Number 4, from Kill 'Em All, is the Four Horsemen. What a great song Four Horsemen is. Of course, it started out being the Mechanics, and it was faster, had totally different lyrics, kind of tongue-in-cheek lyrics that Dave Mustaine wrote. And Megadeth, of course, did that on their Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good album. But when they just slowed it down just a little bit, and it actually made it a little heavier, and the lyrics are just so epic, I love the Four Horsemen. That's my number 4, actually. I didn't even realize I did that. 4 Horsemen. Okay, number 3. And this is the first Metallica song I ever heard, and I was instantly hooked. I was like, you know, I heard it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of nice, and then it just blasts you in your face. Fight Fire with Fire from Ride the Lightning. One of the heaviest songs I've ever done, and it's just frenetic. Love it. I love the intro with the, you know, that guitar, the intro. Amazing stuff. And it started me on my Metallica journey. Fight Fire with Fire. Number 2, Ride the Lightning. The song Ride the Lightning, title song. Absolutely amazing lyrics. The guitar riffs in that are amazing. Love Ride the Lightning. This is my favorite Metallica record, but it's really close between this, Kill 'Em All, and Master of Puppets. All 3 of them are just neck and neck to me. Love all 3 of them all the way through. And my number 1 Metallica song, and it's been my number 1 for, you know, probably 20 years. And I always call it the ultimate headbanging song. When I was younger, me and my friends that's what we did. We'd, you know, drink some beers, and we'd headbang to the music for the whole song and sing along. It's A Thing That Should Not Be from Master of Puppets. Love that song. Love the lyrics. It just has that heavy groove to it that I love. And so that's my number 1, The Thing That Should Not Be. And there's my list. And I'll have to say the 2 songs that almost made it are Motor Breath from Kill 'Em All. Absolutely love that. It was hard leaving that off. I love the lyrics of that. I always say that all the time, parts of the lyrics to people. You know, it's just so killer. And then the song Trapped Under Ice from Ride the Lightning. And, you know, I had to stick to his rules and have a song from every album, but if I would have just had my straight Trot 25, those 2 would have been on there. So, you know, this is real fun. Thank you, Josh, for letting me join in on this. And maybe they can get a thread started with it. I don't know. Josh started this, Josh Keech. Go check out his video. It's great. And I will see everyone next time. See ya.